Well, it was a chilly morning. I've been out here for a little while working on stuff. All I can tell you is this barrel stove is awesome. It works really good. In fact, it works too good because without even not having any insulation in the shop yet, and clearly all the open air, it'll heat this place up to where you don't need a jacket. And that's been in, you know, already 30-degree weather, so it works really good. But that's not the point today. Got warm enough in here that I opened up the garage door because it's heating up today. It's supposed to be in the upper 40s. Maybe it'll get to 50 today, but probably not. It's probably about as max as it's gonna get today as temperature goes. But I got a busy day today. The first thing I'm gonna do is yank this carburetor off of here and clean it, because I think that's where most of my problems are coming right now from the old dump truck. Looks like I got an antifreeze leak. Guess I'll check that hose clamp. But I think we're gonna try to get her up in the mountains today and do one more day of wood splitting. But before we do that, I have to go get a truck that I got, and that's going to take a little bit of time this morning. So I feel glass looks pretty yucky. Probably open that up and clean that too. But there is a fuel filter in the gas tank. So I think what happened was this is a brand new gas tank, but for some reason it sucked up a bunch of grit. I think the old gas station downtown just had some nasty gas in it, because brand new gas tank, it doesn't have anything nasty in it, and I haven't filled this with any gas cans. I've only ever gone to the pump to get gas for this. So down in the bottom of that tank was a bunch of nasty stuff, so I did clean it out. And a while ago I put a fuel filter on there, so it's nice and clean still. I think we just got some bad gas, because inside that carburetor, the last time I was messing with it, had a bunch of grit and chunks of the same type of crap inside of it. And I didn't have a fuel filter at that point, and I think that's what took out the fuel pump on this, because I had to basically build a fuel pump out of 3 fuel pumps to get this to run again. So I'm gonna pop that carburetor off, and we'll take it apart and eyeball it real quick. Well, at least the carburetor wasn't completely loose. I've run across a lot of these on these Chevy 6-cylinders that I've messed with lately, and the carburetor's completely loose, but this one was at least tight. And I can't remember, I may have had to tighten this carburetor too, but I don't remember. There, I already disconnected the throttle. There we go. See anything in there? Huh? Nope. I did have to fix that booster thing. You know, I bought one of those little Harbor Freight steps. That was the best $34 I've ever spent. A little bit pricey, but all right. Whoops. Let's go to the carburetor rebuilding station. Set you down real quick. Right. I had to pull this top off when it quit running on us in the mountains that one time. You know what? It's getting kind of chilly in here now. That open up a little bit. Open up the dampener. Get some fire roaring again. Well, it's supposed to start snowing tomorrow, and it looks like it's pretty much snow in our future for the next week, according to the weather. Which is interesting because generally we have more snow by now. It has snowed twice here in the last couple of weeks, but it just snows in the morning and then it's pretty much melted by the afternoon type of thing. But I went up to Moose Lake one of the days it was snowing, and they got quite a bit of that white stuff on the ground. And they're about 20 miles from here, but they're in the mountains. So we're in the mountains, but we're not as far in the mountains. So this other truck I'm gonna go get in Phillipsburg. The price is right. It's not an exact truck to my red Chevy truck that's got all kinds of problems. So I don't know if some of the parts will fix my red truck or if I'm gonna fix this other truck. The problem with this other truck is the transmission is quote unquote bad. And it probably is. But, you know, until I get my greasy mitts on it, I don't know. I'm getting stuck on. Gasket. Gasket. Nope. Right. Oh, yeah. See all that crap sitting in the bottom of that? That's what's sucked up out of the gas tank for some reason. And I'm betting you that is clogging up some stuff. So I am going to, well, it's pretty low on fuel too. I wonder if that floats. Needing to be adjusted on. I'm going to tear this apart and clean it out. And then this vacuum advance line, it keeps blowing the little plug off. Excuse me. I'm gonna plug that off on this carburetor and get rid of that. Because it's really loosey-goosey anyways on the carburetor. And that's probably where we're getting our lean problem from. So, but I'm gonna get this guy clean anyways. I got him apart. I'm gonna check out that float because I'd like to get the dump truck running good because it used to run just flawless. And if we're gonna attempt to go up to Stewart Lake, I need it to run flawless. So I'm not gonna bore you with this. If I find anything awesome, I'll let you know, but I'm just gonna pull it apart and clean her up real quick. Found the plug. center cleaned out. Goofy dog. Just an air hose. So I was looking at this, and I don't know if you can see something odd about this. I get the camera to go on it, but the needle is missing the center part. So who knows if this float's even remotely close to being adjusted. So I'll pull that apart and show you what I'm talking about. So it doesn't have a little center part in there. I don't know. I just grabbed this out of the... There's a seat for a needle. There's one right there. So they generally have some sort of little center part on them. I'm gonna guess that's the only needle. Alright, I don't know if this is gonna work. Probably not. Yeah, it's missing the center out of it. Huh. I don't think I've got any other needles. Or sorry, yeah, needle seats, whatever you want to call them. This has got a, oh, this is gonna be a, it's gonna be a holly style. It's probably not gonna help me. And I got a mess over here. What do we got here? Another holly kit. Doubt it's got any. Well, looks like these come apart the way I think they do. I don't think that's going to help me. Let's just put him back. Well, I'm going to have to do some thinking about what I got for carburetors laying around. Got some more holly stuff laying around. Well, I'll get back to you when I invent something here. Okay, well, I robbed a needle and a seat out of the neighbor's Willie's truck. So we're gonna try that. We gotta get a carb kit for his truck anyways. And if I can figure out what kind of carburetor this actually is, I'm sure it's a Rochester. I know it's a Carter. I gotta order a couple kits, I guess, because it's got the same carburetor on it. Plugged that off with an actual plug. Got the float set to the best of my knowledge here. I think this carburetor is going to work a lot better. And then I set that 2.5 turns out. That's generally about where everything wants to run up here in this altitude. So that should be pretty close, but I'm sure I'll have to do a little fine tuning on it. Well, go throw this on and see if we can get that turd started up. Look at that, I even hooked up the choke. That's rare for me. I generally don't do anything to make my life easier. Well, I doubt it's gonna start without some help, but we're gonna see. See if it rolls away first thing. Nope, never fixed the brakes in it yet. All right. Throttle don't feel right. Nope. Jeez, I kind of worried this thing's gonna roll away up. Let's spray a bunch of brake cleaner down. That'll get it done. Lucky. That looks like enough. Let me look at my gas pedal. Oh, she might be trying. Let's give her half a trip. Check everything out again. Wish I could see if that was actually doing anything. Jesus, we gotta turn the key on. All right, well, let me look at some stuff and I'll bring you back. Finally. Well, purring like a kitten, so must be running good. Now I'm gonna grab a few items here and we gotta run to town and get some lunch. I guess we're gonna head up into the mountains and try. Well, so far it's running good. Had to turn the idle down some, so that's actually good. Because I had the idle maxed out on it to get it to idle before I worked on the carburetor, so. Typical Jeep starter. This is a super hill right here. Second gear low range is all I can pull it in. Well, anyways, we're heading up to Stewart Lake. It's going to be a real bumpy ride, so it's going to be sporadic when I videotape. gonna get way worse. So we generally come in right here around this little sharp turn. That road goes up to the back of my house. But I decided to cut some of that driving out, just come up the normal way, which straight up a mountain. We're not doing too bad on temperature. That heater is an absolute furnace. But that's probably why we're not overheating right now. So let's leave it run. Creeping along in third gear. Well, we're going to be starting to climb a mountain here in just a bit. We got some off-roading we're going to have to do. I don't know if this will make it all the way to where we cut trees down, because there's a pretty nasty little ditch or dip or whatever you want to call it that you got to go through, and it's kind of like not a little one, it's kind of like a big one. So it's got exposed rocks and stuff on it. But yeah, she's running good. Went down in temperature, the heater's still a furnace. I had to open that window so I don't die of heat exhaustion. And I checked the weather right before I lost cell service. It said it was 48 degrees. So it's going to be probably only 38 degrees up top. His dad's gonna have to go up first, and he's gonna have to pretty much try to get to the top, and hopefully there's nobody coming down, because if there is, he's gonna have to stop them. They're not gonna be able to come down while I'm coming up. There just is not the room, and it's straight up, so I can't really stop and back down the mountain. So they're kind of SOL if they start coming down. If they don't listen to what my dad has to say to them, I'm sure they're not in a 48 dump truck. And then the other side of the coin, you might be complaining, well, that's your fault for driving this truck up here. Maybe, but there's no law against it. And I'm getting firewood. I'm not coming up here just to stare at the lake. So that's my reasoning. I'm coming up here for a reason. Like it, but we're going straight up. Second gear. Hopefully I can remain enough traction to get up this. That's my next biggest fear. Traction. So right around this bend is where it's going to go straight up and turn into single track. This is probably about the dumbest thing I've done with this dump truck so far. baits in this old truck. It's gonna make it up this mountain and it's gonna make it to Stewart Lake where a truck like this has no business. There's Dad, he's fixing to go straight up. So I'm gonna quit recording here because I gotta go up that thing. Oh buddy. Getting a little warm, but she ain't overheating. Oh my goodness, I hope nobody's coming down this, because this ain't gonna be fun. It's gonna get narrower, it's gonna get worse. This is just the start of the mountain. And then I gotta come back down this mountain. That's gonna be just as scary with a load of wood. Dad has much faith that this truck will make it all the way there, but we're gonna give it a good try. We're already halfway there. Temperature still set all right. Now, if this was about 3 years ago, I wouldn't have even tried. They've actually bulldozed this road and made it a little better. I think the dump truck will drive up that. Just about there, and she's getting hot. I mean, we are just make it, old girl. This right here is a workout. We're still going straight up. The heater's still working. It's probably the only reason we didn't completely overheat. I am sweating right now. It's so hot in here. My foot is on fire. I imagine that floorboard is very hot. Come on, there's the top right there. Right there is the top. And we'll drop down to the lake. Uh-oh, a tree might be in our way. May have to do a little tree trimming. Oh, it is raised right under it. I can tell you right now, the outside temperature is way colder up here. Alright, here we go. We're at the top. We made it. We made it. Well, we made it to the lake. We didn't make it to where we gotta go. We still got a few problems. But coming back, I'm not worried about overheating at all. I'm worried about stopping down this mountain. There we are, we made it to the crest. I'll be honest with you guys, I never thought we were going to actually make it here in the dump truck this year. Oh. There it is. So we got to drive around it still. Very surprised with no snow up here at all. But I would not be surprised if it doesn't start snowing before we leave. temperature has already dropped back down to 160. Dump truck's running great. Not even backfiring anymore or anything. Yep. If I wasn't so manly, it'd bring a tear to my eye, but I'm just too strong for that kind of stuff. Again, we're not out of the woods yet. Oh yeah, and I never fixed a brake, so we don't really have brakes. I can already tell you this is going to be some off-road and stuff here. This is where I'm not sure if we're going to be making it all the way, but unfortunately it's kind of once I get going I can't turn around. It's not on a cliff, but you're stuck in between the trees and there's nothing you can do about it. It's not going to be turning around. It's actually pretty chilly up here. I'll probably have to put on my other coat. Already got my wool coat on. Probably have to put my sweater on too. Yeah, and the other problem is hopefully there ain't any trees that are really down that I can't fit under. Way up here, 7,800 feet is what I've been told. Way up here. Need to really watch them rocks. This ain't even the dip I'm talking about, but this is one of them. The dip he's going down is the one I don't know if we're gonna make it. So unconfident that we can just cruise right through it. I'm going to put it in first gear because I don't have high hopes on this. It really just depends on how muddy it is. That's what we got to climb through, and then we got to go directly up. And it's a lot steeper than it looks. If I can make it through this, then we are scot-free. Oh. God, and the other thing is I hope I don't blow a tire. Alright, well, we're in the mud hole. Yeah, we made it. Well, then we can make anything. Yep. We are where a dump truck like this has no business being. Here I am. I need a suicide knob on this. One of those little ball things, yeah. So we're gonna cut some big trees down over there. This is where the Scout fuel pump quit working. If you watched that video, that's where we were, right here. here. Leaving their vapes and crap. No offense to you guys who do that, vape and stuff that watch these, but you could throw them in the trash. I think. I don't know. Maybe you can't throw them in the trash. I don't know. I would assume you could. Oh, this is just terrible dump power story. Alright, well, we're literally just going to be cutting firewood, so I know nobody wants to see any of that. So that's what we're going to be doing for a while. I will bring you back when we're leaving later tonight. Well, we're just about done for today. I dare put no more wood in there. I was taking a good pee break and I noticed my rear door here is not very happy. It looks kind of low. I don't want to try to even put air in it. I mean, it's not flat, but I don't think I'm gonna put any more weight in there. And I actually got the very first pile of wood was a really big chunk, so I feel good with that. But weather's starting to get kind of bad. It was raining for a few, it kind of quit. He's gonna cut just a couple more skinny trees and then we're out of here. All right, well, we're taking off. I'm glad the heater's gonna work now because it is absolutely cold. They got real cold real fast up here. It's about 4 o'clock. So it's gonna start getting dark here really soon too. Tire holds up and hopefully we can just make her home. That's all we want to do. Boy, fixing that carburetor fixed this right up. Runs like a brand new truck again. there for about 5 minutes. While I'm waiting up here, my phone's probably going to go dead. I apologize for always getting my fingers in the shot. This phone case really sucks. But what a terrific day to end the season for the dump truck. Running perfect. It ran flawless, even up this mountain, down this mountain. Absolutely running perfect, because the last couple of months I neglected it and it has not been running good at all. But it really impressed me. So with that being said, my phone might die, so if this is the last you see, thanks for watching ahead of time. But if my phone doesn't die by the time I get down the mountain, because I will not be recording going down this, I'll bring you back when I get a little further. But there's some firewood right there. I should grab that. Alright, we're coming down the last steep part. There's that. So, if we run into anybody else, we should be alright. I can pull off. There's enough room. I could probably sneak on the side of the road if I had to. That's on my back. Steering wheel came back and smacked my pinky. Now my pinky hurts. My phone has about 3% left on it, so this is the back road to my house. It's about 2 miles, 2.5 miles maybe. It's a little treacherous, but nothing horrible. So yeah, we made it. As far as I'm concerned, we made it. Even if I break down right now, we made it, because I can at least recover the dump truck from here if we break down. Oh. on the temperature yet. Driven this back road with the dump truck, but it wasn't successful. In fact, I have a little bit of video on it, but this is what I call success. I can drive this in third gear. Okay, that is crazy. Even in low range, that is crazy. This is third gear right now. Going through this stuff. Probably bogged down here, but we'll see. Nope, made it right through in third gear. Perfect. Rut stuff here. You know, and I can't believe the clutch ain't slipping. I put a better clutch in it than what it had. But at the end of the day, I think it was slightly smaller diameter what the dump truck had in it. I haven't had any slipping that I've ever noticed in it. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. This was a fun one for me to make. Alright guys, well, 1% on the phone. We're going to call this the end of the video. Thanks again, and thanks so much for watching. And we're gonna maybe we might try to do one more video driving somewhere with the dump truck. Maybe we'll wait until there's just a little bit of snow on the ground, just a little. We'll probably have to try to find a snow chain for it or two. And I don't know, we may have to figure out something on that backyard before we can do that. But there will be more videos on it, doing running boards and some other fabrication stuff to it. And I don't know, I need to really find different wheels and tires for it. So I'm going to kind of start eyeballing and see what I can find for that. But until that happens, so. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.